Namaskar. Uh, dear viewers, welcome. Our today's session is about the capital market and the depository services. When we talk about the capital market, the first thing that comes to our mind is what does the capital market do and why we need the capital market. So, what does the capital market do? Basically, capital market provides a platform which bring investors and the business borrowers together in an efficient way and help better utilization of resources to create a healthy and global economy. It also affects the lives of people in many ways, like expanding a business by raising financial capital, providing investment opportunities to the investors in various asset class. Business risk also reduced and expenses are also reduced in expenses related to financial capital acquiring. It is being reduced. So it is a win-win situation for everybody, for investors as well as the business officials. Why we need the capital market in India? So if we discuss about the why we need the capital market, we just need to go to the back days when there was no capital market or money market. At that time, what will be the scenario? Scenario for the businesses, the cost of doing businesses will be higher because of limited resources of raising capital, and for the investors, limited options for doing an investments. Like they will have an opportunity to do an investment. In earlier days, the investment opportunity was in real estate, gold, silver, deposits, etc. So now with the capital market, evolution of the capital market have given lots of options for the investors as well as for the business officials, business persons to raise money, and given an option to investors for investment. If we discuss about the capital market in India, so capital market in India is the oldest in Asia Pacific region. The first stock exchange of India was incorporated in 1875, and from 1875 till now, it's almost 147 years. And in these 147 years, Indian capital market have seen lots of reforms and lots of challenges. Like earlier there was an outcry trading system. From that outcry trading system, we have moved to the screen-based trading system. Earlier there was a physical certificate form. We have moved to the depository system. So there are lots of reforms that the Indian capital market have seen in these 147 years. Please allow me to concentrate on the depository services. My session will be on the depository services today, and the flow of presentation will be introduction to the capital market and the depository services, the services which the depository offer, transmission of the securities if you have a demat account, how, and if something happens to the account holder, how what will be how the nominee will claim the shares, pledge, taking loans if I want to take in a loan against the securities, the pledge facility, various other facilities like pledging, margin pledge, etc. Basic service demat account as per the regulators, the basic service demat account facility, consolidate account statement facility, some digital services, and if any grievance is there, to investor grievance redressal mechanism. So that will be discussing in our session today. We start with the introduction of the capital market. Basically, capital market can be categorized in two parts. One is primary market and other one is the secondary market. Primary market is something where the issuers or the companies directly sell their stake to the investors. So that's a primary market. Like IPO, initial public offering, is in a part of primary market. OFS, offer for sale, is in a part of primary market. Private equity placement is in a part of primary market. Other than right issue is in a part of primary market. So these all comes into the primary market part. So where investors are getting shares directly from the company, that's a primary market. Other part is the secondary market. Secondary market is something, if I have bought the securities from the primary market and I want to take out my investment, so that then secondary market comes into the picture. Role of stock exchange come into the picture. The secondary market, after buying or selling after buying the securities from the primary market, the secondary market comes into the picture. If I have not purchased the securities from primary market and now I want to do an investment in securities, so then secondary market will come into the picture. Primary market The company sell stock to the public for the first time. I've already discussed. This is done through a process known as initial public offering. Initial public offering is in a part of the primary market. Secondary market, investors and traders buy securities, buy or sell stocks to each other. So stock exchange platforms comes to the picture where the buying and selling takes place. The company does not participate in these transactions. When the secondary market comes into the picture, the company doesn't have any role for buying and selling of the securities. The company have a role in primary market only. When secondary market comes into the picture, it's a stock exchange platform where the buyer and seller meets, and when their order matches, the trade gets executed, and after that the settlement of the trade will be done. So that's a secondary market. Now, if I want to do an investment in capital market, what should I do? What's the requirement for doing an investment in capital market? I must have 3 accounts if I want to do any investment in capital market. One is the bank account, because capital market, in case of capital market, no cash transaction is allowed. If you want to do an investment in capital market, that will be done through the bank account only. So I need a bank account. The second account is in a demat account. Demat account I will be required if I want to buy some stocks, some securities, then demat account will be required. Basically, demat account is being opened with a depository participants, and this account is being used to hold the securities. Like you use your bank account for holding funds if you have some money, so that you keep in your bank account. So similarly, you have a demat account option to keep your securities in demat account. Third account is being used for capital market is then a trading account. Trading account is something which allows the investors to buy or sell the security. It is being opened with a broker, a registered broker, registered with any stock exchange. You need to open a trading account. Through trading account, you can place the order for buying or selling of securities. So the 3 accounts will be required. One is the bank account for paying, or if you are buying the securities, so for paying money. If you are selling, for getting money, you need a bank account. Demat account for holding and transaction of securities, you need a demat account. Third, for placing the order, buying or selling order, you need a trading account. Now, if I want to open an account, demat or trading account, I think bank account, everybody is aware that if I want to open a bank account, what should I do? I just need to approach a bank branch and just fill up the account opening form, or just attach the KYC document along with that, and with that I can with that branch will open a bank account for me. Similarly, if I want to open a demat and trading account, what's the requirement of opening a demat and trading account? Some as per guidelines, few documents are required for opening any demat or trading account. The first is the PAN card. If I want to do an investment in the capital market, PAN card is must. If I don't have a PAN card, I will not be allowed to do any investment in the capital market. So for investment in capital market, PAN card is must. The second part is the proof of identity. PAN card itself can be considered as a proof of identity. The other is proof of address. I need a proof of address for opening a demat or trading account. Along with that, some other documents I need to provide, like my bank details I need to provide for opening a demat or trading account. Some my photographs need to be given to the in the account opening form. I need to do any signatures. Some these formalities I need to do for opening a trading and demat account. And if I am opening in a physical account, I need to submit the physical account opening form to the DP and broker, and they will open the demat and trading account for me. If I am doing an online account opening, I just need to approach the members website, DP or broker's website, and there will be an option for online account opening, and with that also I will be able to open the demat and trading account. Now, who are allowed to open demat or trading account, who can invest in the capital market? Anybody, any Indian can do an investment in capital market. Even the foreigners are also allowed to do an investment in capital market, but with some restrictions, some rules and they need to follow. If as per the RBI guidelines, they need to follow that rules if the foreigners want to do an investment in capital market. So any individual can open a demat account or trading account. Maximum 3 holders may be there in a demat or trading account. More than if there are more than 3 holders, so they are not allowed to open the demat account. So in a demat account, maximum 3 holders may be there. Any HUF is allowed to open a demat account. HUF account will be the sole account. HUF cannot open a joint account. Minor are also allowed to open a demat account, but under the guardianship. Minor need to have a guardian. Guardian will open the account on the behalf of minor. Till the minor is there, so guardian will operate the account. As soon as the minor turns into the major, the rights will be transferred to the major and the account holder, and then account holder will operate the account. NRI, non-resident Indian, NRI are also allowed to open a demat and trading account. But they need to follow the FEMA regulations, that Foreign Exchange Management Act regulation. They need to follow if they want to do an investment in capital market. Corporate, any corporates are also, corporate companies, they are also allowed to open a demat and trading account. They are also do an investment in the capital market. Trusts, registered trusts are also allowed to open demat and trading account and do an investment in capital market. Any banks, domestic institutional investors, they are also allowed to invest. Foreign portfolio investors, FPIs, are also allowed to do an investment in capital market. So that again the FPI, if FPI is doing an investment, so some guidelines are there that need to be followed by that FPI if they want to do an investment in capital market. So now, like I told that Indian capital market is around 147 years old. So Indian capital market started in 1875. From 1875, the capital market, the transaction in the capital market were being done in physical certificate form till 1996. 1875 to 1996. All the transaction, all the shares, all the stocks which were being traded in capital market, that was being held in physical certificate form. It's almost 120 years, more than 120 years, the Indian capital market was running in physical certificate form. Then why we need the depository system? What happened that we need the depository system? And what are the benefits of the depository system? Depository system came into existence in 1996. So from 1996, the first depository was formed after the Depository Act was passed by Indian Parliament. So what happened that after 120 years with the we need the depository system. There were lots of hurdles with the physical certificate form. That's why we need the depository. We required the depository system. And now wherever you see the market, depository have a big role that in the to reach to the investors, to the large extent of investors are doing an investment in capital market, that the one of the reason is the depository system. It's a fantastic system. There were lots of hurdle with the physical certificate, like lots of paperwork, lots of certificates need to be printed. If a company want to come up with an IPO and there are 1 lakh LOTs, they need to print the 1 lakh certificate. They need to print their names, folio number, certificate number, district number, lots of information on a piece of paper. And after the printing the certificate, they need to dispatch that certificate to the LOT. The time consuming process, that was in a paper, lots of paper need to be worked out, and that was in a time consuming process. So depository system have eliminated that dispatch and printing of certificates. So it's now faster. Within T+6, if a company is coming up with an IPO is closed today, within 6 days IPO gets allotted and the trading also gets started shortly. Lots of hurdles. The other hurdles were fake certificate. That was one of the problem. I got my certificate, and then I have gone to my broker for selling of the securities. I have sent it to the broker. Broker have sent it to the exchanges, and then exchanges have sent it to the buyer broker. Buyer have given it to the buyer client. Buyer client have sent it to the company for change of name. But it was in a fake certificate. That was one of the biggest issue. So now in the electronic form that has been eliminated. So this was one of the issue. So bad deliveries part has been eliminated in the depository system. Uh, uh, Time consuming process, like I already told, that the settlement cycle was longer. If I have a physical certificate, I want to sell it, so settlement will be done when I will hand over the certificate to the buyer. Means I will give it to my broker will give it to exchange will give it to the buyer broker will give it to the client, then client will say, then the settlement will take place. So settlement cycle was quite larger. Now the settlement cycle in India is T+1, T+2. T is the trading day, means if today the trading is being happen, so tomorrow the settlement will be done. Some securities have T+2 settlement. If a trading is being done on Monday, then settlement will be done on the Wednesday. So it's so fast. So there are lots of benefit which Demat system have. Securities in the Demat account are safe and easily retrievable. Means I just need to maintain a book. My securities are with the depository. There's no physical certificate, and it's quite safe and easily retrievable. I just need a statement. With it, in that statement, I will be able to see all my holding, all my transactions. Loan against shares. Most of the banks provides the facility of loan against shares these days. So like on other assets, you are eligible to take loan on your assets, like loan against property, loan against gold. So similarly, you will be you can take a loan against securities also. So most of the banks, even maximum banks, are providing loan against shares facility now. Easy and instant transfer. It's easy. It's holding the securities in Demat mode, in electronic mode is very easy. Instant transfer. If you want to transfer the securities in physical certificate form, that will take time. That's a time consuming process. But in case of Demat, it is very easy. You just need to give an instruction to your DP. Your DP, as soon as the DP enters the request in the system, in the depository system, securities will be transferred to the buyer. So that's so easy and it's instant. So as soon as the instruction is being entered, even now the depositories are giving an online facility also. If you are comfortable in using the online system, you yourself will be able to transfer the securities from one account to other account. So it's instant and easy for transfer. Mutual funds. Now if you are investing in mutual funds, so you can hold your mutual fund units also in Demat mode. One other benefit of Demat account is nomination. Like I am holding say 100 scripts in my portfolio. I have 100 scripts. So if I want to update a nominee, I just need to approach 100 companies for updation of nominee in physical certificate form. But in Demat mode, it is not there. I just need to approach my DP, update my nomination in my Demat account, and it will be updated on all 100 securities. And maximum 3 nominee can be given in single Demat account. So this is one of the benefit. So if we always advise the account holders, Demat account holders, to update their nominee, because if something happens to the account holders, nominee, it's very easy. If the nomination is updated, it's very easy for the nominee to file a claim. Services. What are the services that are being offered by a depository? The first is account opening. Depository doesn't open the Demat account directly for the investor. So for that, we have appointed depository participant. Depository deals through the depository participants. Depository participants are an agent of the depository, basically, who gives the services on behalf of depository to the investors. So the first service is an account opening. If I want to open a Demat account, I just need to approach any DP. And currently there are 2 depositories in India. So I need to approach any DP registered with these depositories. The DP may be registered with both the depository. There are few DPs which have registered with a single depository. So I just need to approach any DP. The more than 600 DPs are there, and to open a Demat account. I just need to complete the formalities. The multiple ways of account opening, like I already told. If I want to do a physical account opening is possible. If I want to do an online account opening, lots of members are giving online account opening facility also. Though the services, the other services is the dematerialization. Like we have discussed, the Indian capital market is 147-year-old, and depository system came in 1996. So just 25 years ago, 26 years ago, the depository system came. So from 1875 till 1996, the system were being run in the physical certificate form. So it is possible I or my family members have the securities which have been purchased earlier, before 1996, before the depository system was introduced, the security were purchased. So we may have some physical certificate at that time. So depository provides the facility for converting those physical securities in electronic form. So that option is being known as the dematerialization. So converting physical certificate into electronic form is known as the dematerialization. The other facility which depository provides is the rematerialization. Rematerialization is the reverse of demat. If I have a demat account, I have some securities in my demat account, and I want to convert them the physical certificate form. It is possible to convert your securities in physical certificate form. But if you want to buy or if you want to sell the securities in the market, then buying or selling securities through physical certificate form is not possible. If I want to buy or if I want to sell the securities, I need to convert them into the electronic form only. Only dematerialized securities can be traded into the market. So rematerialization is possible, but for buying and selling, I need to go to the dematerialized mode only. Transfer of securities, this is the one of the facilities that the depository provides. Transfer against trade. If I have sold the securities, I will be allowed to transfer to the members pool account or the exchange account. So that's a transfer the depository provides. Change of beneficial owner. Change of beneficial owner means transfer off market. If I want to do a trade out of the market, so that off market transfer means from one investor to other investor. I am not going through the stock exchange platform. I know someone one of my friend is looking to buy some securities, and I want to sell the securities to my friend through that is out of the exchange platform. So that is possible. That is an off-market trade. The off-market trade is possible. That's a change of beneficial owner. From one account to other account, securities are allowed to transfer. Settlement of trades, on-market transfer, settlement of trades on exchanges connected to the depository. On-market transfer, that means I have sold the securities through exchange platform, so that transfer depository provides. Investor can avail these services only through the depository participants that we have already discussed. If I want to avail any services of depository, I need to approach the depository participant. There are more than 600 depository participants registered in India, registered with SEBI and the depositories. So I need to approach any one of them to get the depository services. So if I want to avail any of the depository services, many stockbrokers and bank function as a DP. There are lots of, like I already told, that's more than 600 members. So these 600 members includes the banks also. So many banks are also providing the depository participant facility. There are many brokers, stockbrokers. They are also providing the depository participant facility. There are custodians also who are providing the DP, depository participant facility. So just investor need to approach any one of them to get the DP services. Demat securities and depository. Now there are assumptions, there are myths that if I have a physical custody of the securities, that's safe, that is in my hand. But if you have the securities in your Demat account, that is 100% safe and secure. So it is in your name. The actual custody of the electronic securities is with the depository, and it is 100% safe and secure. So opening a Demat account is also 100% safe and secure. And the other facility which I can opt for, the transmission, like we have already discussed about the account opening, dematerialization, transfer of securities. So there's one more facility, this is transmission of securities. Just few time back we discussed that nomination. Depository account provides the nomination facility also. So if something happens to the account holders, to the demat account holder, the transmission option is available with the nominee. The nominee just need to approach the respected DP where the account is, and nominee will be able to file the transfer request, the transmission request with the DP. So transfer of securities in a demat account due to death or bankruptcy, lunacy, etc. in the account holder. This is not a voluntary act. This transmission process will take place only when there is a death of the account holder or lunacy, etc. If only in these cases the transmission process will take place. So if a account holder is still alive, then transmission process will not come into the picture. The transfer is brought by the operation of law, that is, a person cannot ask for transmission of shares from her own demat account. So means person is alive, that will not be allowed to transfer the securities through transmission if the person is still alive. The transmission process through depository is simple and fast. So again, this is one of the benefit in the depository system. Like I have just that example which I have given earlier also. If I have 100 of securities, 100 of scripts in my portfolio, and something happens to the account holder, something happens to me. In case of physical certificate, the nominee need to approach each and every company for transmission of securities, transmission of that securities. They need to approach company or RTA for each and every company and RTA for transmission. So that's a time consuming process, and again lots of work need to be done. But in case of demat, I just need to approach my DP. The nominee just need to approach the account holder DP for transmission, for execution of transmission. So again, the transmission process needs few documents. If the nominee is registered, the process of transmission will be very easy. Just need to fill up the transmission form, attach few documents along with the transmission form, and submit it to the DP. DP will execute the transmission request based on the value, etc. Thus, some due diligence need to be done by the DP for execution of transmission. Nomination, maximum 3 nominee can be given in a single demat account, and account holders are allowed to give the ratio also, to define the ratio, that this security, this percentage of securities will go to this nominee, these percent of securities will go to this nominee. So the percentage may also be defined by the account holder at the time of nomination, appointing a nomination. A nomination can be done at the time of account opening. If an account holder have not given the nomination at the time of account opening, they are allowed to appoint nominee at any point of time. Here we always advise, account holders to appoint nominee, because it's good for the nominee. If something happens to the account holders, so they will have a hassle-free